The random variable z has a standard normal probability distribution. Find the probability that z is between 0 and 1.2. Okay, so you'll notice when I read this, I read that it says the probability that z is between 0 and 1.2. You can tell this because it's saying that our z value that we're interested in is greater than 0, right? But less than 1.2. So you'll notice it's a pair of less than symbols surrounding z, and that's read as z is between. So try to remember that. So we're looking for the probability that z is between 0 and 1.12. Now, since I know it's a standard normal probability distribution, as a visual aid, I can draw a bell curve, right? This isn't necessary, strictly speaking. You don't have to draw a bell curve, but it will make things look more nice visually. Now, what we really need is a number line at the bottom, a z number line, and that number line should be centered at 0. That should be its mean. And then if I put on the number line the location of 1.12, which should be to the right because, of course, 1.12 is above 0 on a number line, then we will have a drawing that kind of gives us a visual aid to work with. Now, what I'm looking for is the area from 0 to 1.12. So I'm looking for this area, which I'm going to shade here lightly. So I'm saying, hey, that's the area I want to find. So how can I do that? Well, we could use calculus if we wanted to, but that would be very time consuming. So it's much better to look it up on a z-chart or a z-probability table. So let's go find that. Here's the z-chart I use in my courses, and most people on campus at FIU use this chart. And basically the way it works, at the top you can see it says, hey, this will give you the area between 0 and a given z-score. So you can see the shading in the drawing here that they've shown, right? Take a look at the shading we did. It's between 0 and some given z-score, 1.12. So in other words, the table will give us exactly what we want. It'll give us the area from this line we look up to the center. That's how the table works. It's always from the z-score you look up to the center. It'll give you the area between those 2 points. And here, that's exactly overlapping with what we want. So that's the area we will find. Okay, so 1.12, let's go find that on our chart. The way this chart lists z-scores is that, first of all, it uses z-scores that are rounded out to the hundredths place, right? So we have a whole number followed by a decimal point, a tenths place, and then the hundredths place. This top row is only for the hundredths place. In other words, it gives you the 1 as the last decimal. You notice how all the numbers here in the top row begin with 0.0, right? So if we're looking for 1.12, we first find the 1.1 here in the left column. Once we found that, then we go over to where it says 2 above. So we're in the 2 column in the 1.1 row, and we find the answer 0.3686. 0.3686. So that's 0.3686. And that's the solution here. This is the answer we were looking for.